Hello everyone, Fluffy Welsh Geek here. No Let's Plays today. Me and Mike, we are doing Final Fantasy VII, but I'm going to be releasing them every Friday now until the current run of our recording is done. We're going to be back to playing something else together soon. I am currently in the process of filming another Let's Play, numero uno, by myself. So until then, I've got a couple of reviews I'm going to chat about. So you're just going to have my lovely voice to speak to. No video. I'm currently, I haven't long moved house. My workspace is still being worked on. I don't even have a desk yet. So yeah, this is how I'm going to be doing stuff for now. And I'm looking forward to getting some more content out for you guys. And thanks for all the views and any likes, and thanks for following the page. And if there's anything else you'd like me to chat about, and review, because as we all know, cinemas are going to be opening soon. I've got 2 films booked already. I'm really looking forward to it, so I'm definitely going to be talking about those. But I have watched some new shows that have come out on Netflix recently, like the one I'm talking about today. And there's some films I've got around to watching, so I might talk about them. So here we go. Yes, Love, Death, and Robots, Volume 2. This is an anthology animated series that Netflix have released. I think the first volume came out last year. Was it last year? No, it was 2019. That was 2 years ago. Wow. And it's essentially, it's sci-fi, fantasy, steampunk. There's a bit of horror in there, psychological stuff, philosophical, comedic. There's all kinds there. And I think and for some of the stories, they're just sort of straightforward stories. Some they're very artistic, where they let you come to your own conclusion or what you think it means. Sometimes I think that works, sometimes it doesn't, but I'll get to that. But yeah, but this this isn't for the little kiddies. So yeah, if you do want to watch it with them, then good luck. I don't endorse that, but this is definitely for the adults and the teenagers, the older teenagers. There's violence, there's swearing, there's a little bit of the sexy times in there, so you've been warned. I'm not going to try and spoil anything, but I'll give you the basic premise of some of these episodes that I'll talk about. But yeah, definitely go and watch Volume 1. There's more episodes in Volume 1. There's not so much in this one. That's probably due to all the lockdown stuff that happened last year. But yeah, so I'm going to talk about it in the order that I watched it in, because I think Netflix sometimes shuffles the episodes. They have for Volume 1 anyway, but it doesn't really matter what order you watch them in. So the first one I watched, it was called Automated Customer Service. This was funny. This was a good one to sort of open up with, I thought. The setup is it's like a retirement village, old folks kind of place in America, I think. It had very Wall-E vibes, where they got all the robots doing stuff for them. They've got like robot walkers, robots that take the dogs for a walk and pick up the dog poop. There was these old people. They had like VR goggles on, and they were controlling their walker robots playing tennis. Yeah, so that's not a bad life. But then there is no. This one is just straightforward comedy where there's an old lady and she's got like a cute sort of Bichon Frise dog, and there's like like one of those Roomba style cleaning robots. It literally is just like a square box, and it malfunctions and it just tries to kill her. It tries to kill her and the dog. But just the comedic writing was good in this. Like she's trying to ring the helpline, and he's like, "Oh, your robot has malfunctioned and is trying to kill all organic life in the area. You are in danger. Please hide." So it's that kind of thing, and I thought that was really funny. And the ending was funny as well. It was just the most silly way to cause some kind of robot apocalypse kind of thing. It was really funny. Pretty straightforward with that one. Next one was ice, just ice, and it looked like it took place on an alien planet, on a distant planet. Humans have colonized it, I'm assuming, and the art style for this was similar to another episode in Volume 1. I think that was called The Blue or something, or it was something, I don't know. But yeah, very, very similar. So whether it was the same director or the same art director, I don't know. But yeah, it looks like they talk about, there's like these parents, they got these two brothers, and the younger brother they say has been modified or enhanced. And this planet it's like the North Pole, it's Antarctica all over the place. So it sounds like certain people have been enhanced and modified to deal with those harsh conditions. They show it off by showing they've got enhanced agility, speed. I'm assuming strength. But again, like all these episodes and all these stories, you can kind of come to your own conclusions and fill in the gaps for yourself if you want. But it kind of sounds like maybe certain people are picked to be enhanced, because the older brother, he hasn't been enhanced. So his younger brother invites him out to play this sort of really dangerous game that him and his other enhanced friends play. And they go out onto the ice, and there's like machines there. They look like they're sort of those oil rig kind of things out in the water, but these ones like dig through the ice. And they're setting all these flares as they leave the city village where they live. And then they're sort of daring each other. Then they do a race to go back to the town following the flares, because there's these massive sort of whale-like creatures that live underground. And once the machines stop working, then they start coming up. That's all there was to that one. Again, the animation was gorgeous when you see those creatures and you finally see them at the end. It was pretty tense as well. I mean, it was okay. I will say this going forward, though. The only thing that saves this for me, that both of these series, is animation. The look and sound of every single episode is phenomenal. So if I start bashing or hating on the story or whatever, the only thing that saves these shows for me, that saves me to recommend this to anyone, is to just admire and respect and just worship the animation and the people who animated this, and the creative people behind it as well. I mean, what could you take from this episode? Probably, I don't know, something to do with maybe people who are physically disabled, maybe, and they look at other people as enhanced human beings compared to what they are. I could be reading way too much into that. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't get much from that one, but again, it looked really cool. This one. Okay, this one. Right, this one's called Pop Squad. And before you say it, it's nothing to do with pop music or boy bands or girl bands, nothing like that. It looked like it was set in the future, and it's like you've got these sort of tall, sort of upper class skyscraper things. They live above, I don't know, the clouds, or just in the better sort of healthy looking atmosphere. And then you've got underneath, it's really like, there's overgrowth of buildings, people living in slums and just scraping by. It don't look good. And it opens with these these sort of the police, but then it look like they're a special sort of department, and it's a guy and another woman, and they got like black trench coats and hats, black sort of, are they bowler hats, trilbies, I don't know. And they arrest this man and a woman, and there's two little boys. And they're sort of sweeping the area. They take the grown-ups away, and then the guy stays behind, and he deals with the boys. And you're thinking, Jesus Christ, what the hell? And I think what I got from it, the story and the premise of this world, was because they talk about immortality when he goes up. So I suppose that you could look at that as heaven and hell, that kind of thing. And this guy lives up in heaven, kind of. So through the dialogue, you find out that apparently if you give up not being able to get pregnant, apparently you live longer in this world. That's what I got from it, I think. like, because he's got a wife or girlfriend or whatever, and she apparently she goes for certain like, I don't know, injections or whatever, and that keeps her not being able to get pregnant, and apparently that prolongs her life. I don't know if that is actual science. I have no idea. But this guy's job is to not slow down or reduce the population, but literally get rid of any more population. So like he goes down below, and if people have kids, he gets rid of the kids, and it starts to haunt him. Because it looks like he's been doing this for a long time. And then he comes across a woman who's got a little girl, and he tries to have some sort of conversation. Why do you do it? And then she just tells him the joys of having a child. And then yeah, that one just kind of ends. And I was thinking, okay, is that just a metaphor for having children, losing children? It was just really bizarre. It was dark, definitely one of the darker ones. I just sort of finished watching it. I was like, okay, you'll get that with a lot of these episodes and this show in general. But I definitely got more of a satisfied reaction in Volume 1 than I did in Volume 2. And yeah, this one was definitely a dark episode. Yeah. But again, animation-wise, it looked amazing. The next one I watched was called Snow in the Desert. This seemed like a pretty cool premise for like a sci-fi show or just like a quick sort of sci-fi film. And I liked it because of the effects they had on the aliens. It looks like it takes place, I'm assuming, again on an alien world. It's sort of in a desert setting. And this guy, he's an albino. So he's got very, very, very light skin, white hair, bright blue eyes. You find out he has this sort of regenerative ability, Wolverine, basically. Any limbs get cut off, they grow back. So apparently you find out these corporations want him. One wants it to weaponize his abilities. The other one wants it to sort of do the good thing. So you've heard that story before. So he's just wandering. He's hiding in this sort of desert wasteland setting. This woman finds and helps him. And there's these alien mercenaries. They fight. The effects on them look pretty cool. The designs and just, again, the way this was animated was gorgeous. And the action was alright. And that was it. That's all I could take from it. There was no philosophical meaning to it. That was it. It was it just to me, this episode looked like a quick demo showcase for good filmmakers and good animation teams and talent. Yeah, it was pretty basic. So again, not much I can say about that one. Actually, okay, this one was good. This one was really good. The Tall Grass. This one I did like. This kind of gave me a sort of Stephen King, Doctor Who kind of vibe. I really liked it. It was I don't know like what time period it probably takes place in. It looks kind of old, sort of maybe early 1900s. But there's just this steam train going through this massive field with the tall grass. It stops. They say they got to sort of let the engine cool down or something, and it starts up again. So he just gets off to have a quick smoke, but then he sees these lights, these very dim lights, in the field. So he just goes to investigate. I'm not going to say what it is. I'm not going to spoil it. But I just will say it was a very tense episode, very creepy, very well done, and it felt like a good sort of short, scary story. It wasn't nothing new, but it was nice to look at. Very, very good. And then the next one was probably my favorite. Actually, I think it was. Yeah, it is. I think it's definitely my favorite episode. All Through the House. Again, I am not going to spoil this one because it's hilarious and just so fun. It takes place on Christmas Eve. Little boy, little girl, brother and sister. They hear Santa Claus. They go down to get a sneak peek at Santa. And that's all I'm going to say. Even if you just go on Netflix and just watch that episode all through the house, please let me know what you think. And anybody who's listened to this, watch this. Don't spoil it for anyone in the comments, please. Right? Because this one, I would love to see people's reactions. It's just so good. And just the closing line from the little girl. She pretty much says what we were all thinking, and that was just written perfectly. It was like something Tim Burton would have done. It's just something so dark, so funny, so creepy. It was like something from the 80s, like Gremlins, that kind of thing. I would love to see a film like this. It was just so good. I can't ruin it anymore. I can't. And that alone, that's got to make you want to watch it. And the next one, Life Hutch. Again, seemed like another demo reel for animators, designers. There's some guy crash lands. Oh my god, and it was Michael B. Jordan. Oh, I wondered if it was. Yeah, Michael B. Jordan, the guy who plays Creed. He was in it. He plays like this starfighter pilot person, lands on a planet, and he makes his way to some sort of cabin that's like for people. I don't know. It's called a life hutch anyway. And he gets in there, but there's a malfunctioning robot, and it starts to attack him. And during this, he's having flashbacks to how he ended up on the planet. Again, nothing philosophical, nothing to interpret. It just is what it is. But I was watching it. I might have to go and watch that one again, because that was definitely one of the episodes I was watching and wondering, was that real? Like, is he really there? Like, and they just like sort of animated. Like, is he just on a big blue screen room or something? It was just so insane that if it wasn't real, and if they did use mocap and they did use CGI, Jesus, give those people jobs straight away, because God, it was just so good, so realistic. And this one. Yeah, this one was the last one. So there's only 8 episodes. This was the last one. This one probably pissed me off the most because it just had me shouting WTF. I just did not get it. And this one I welcome for anyone to interpret. Please, for the love of God. Please. Because I am just lost. So this one's called The Drowned Giant. And the premise is a giant washes up on the British coastline, and the locals are observing it, and it's narrated by this scientist guy who's come to observe, and take notes of the process or whatever. He's narrating the episode. And at first it just sort of looks like it's kind of examining sort of real people's reactions to something so crazy, like just something just out of the ordinary, like what the hell is this? And the giant is nothing miraculous, it's nothing fantastical, it's nothing like from fairy tales. The giant is just a giant human, so that's it. And it's just a naked human man. He's washed up on shore. He's dead. I thought he was going to come alive or something, or he was going to be taken into captivity and they were going to have a conversation with him. Something like that. That's what I assumed. But no. This guy is talking poetic, philosophical stuff about how we're observing this giant on the beach. I was just watching. I was like, is this going anywhere? What does this mean? And and they just show the process of this giant. People are like drawing graffiti on him, like they do on the side of a building. They're climbing all over him, taking pictures. There's even one of a woman just sat in the giant's ear, just reading a book. And then the scientist guy keeps coming back, and like people, and they like the government or whoever is doing it. They're chopping bits off. They chop the head off, arm, leg. And then he notes later that some bits of the giant washed up on shore, like the giant bones. There was like a massive bone that's put up against a bloody a butcher's shop. He drives through the countryside, and the giant skull is just on the side of a farmhouse. And I think he says, like, one of the lines he says, something like, I like to still believe that the giant is still alive. And I just like, what are you talking about? What do you mean? This is one of the episodes I was like, what the hell are you trying to say? It just completely boggled my mind. So that's not the episode I would show to anyone who's never seen these series. That's definitely not. So yeah, I don't know what that was about. So overall, there's 8 episodes, and overall, again, the series, this volume 2 was okay. There's nothing compared to the first volume. There was way more interesting stuff to look at in volume 1. But I will say this, there was probably three episodes in this I found good. And surprisingly, they were the ones, actually 2 of them were funny. 1 was quite atmospheric and tense. And that was it. I mean, yeah, some of them were just too dark for me, didn't make sense, some were just meh. So like the ones, so my personal favourites were the automated customer service one, with the cleaning robot trying to kill the old lady, the tall grass, and all through the house. That was my favourite 3, and that's probably the ones I'd go back and watch again. There's way more in volume 1 that I have watched again, either just for the story or just for the action or for the creativeness and the animation. But yeah, volume 1 I felt had more to offer. But again, like I said, in this entire anthology series, you come for the animation, the sound design, but I just felt the story and the writing in this volume was nothing compared to the ones that were in volume 1. So that's what I was a bit gutted about. Yeah. So there we have it. That's my quick review, quick thoughts on that. I'm not gonna keep you any longer. But yeah, if you've watched it, let me know what you guys thought. Like, what was your favorite episode? What was your least favorite episode? And if you are going to comment, like I said, no spoilers, okay? I haven't spoiled anything for the ones that I felt really shouldn't be spoiled. So, please follow suit. Don't spoil it for anyone else. But those 3 that I just recommended, so automated customer service, the tall grass, all through the house, those are the 3 I definitely recommend. And like the tall grass and all through the house, I don't want to spoil. Those are the 2 I really wouldn't spoil. And just see for yourself. Like I said, this is not for kids, purely adults only. Actually, get the kids to watch all through the house. I'd be curious. That's the one. That is definitely the one I would suggest. Because there's no swearing in it. There is no swearing in that one. But it'll freak them out. And I would love to hear what the reactions are to that one. Okay, so guys, thanks so much for listening. And I'll see you tomorrow for another review, which I think might be, I don't know, Castlevania. Yes, Castlevania Season 4. Yes, definitely. Yes, so I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. And please check us a like, check us a follow, subscribe, if you want to listen to more. Thank you very much, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.